to the campus of Edison Tech, where today the Edison Tech Inventors take on their crosstown rival, the Wilson Wildcats, in Section 5 basketball.
We are here live on the campus of Edison Tech, where the Inventors will be playing host to the Wildcats of Wilson. Hello, everybody. I'm Tariq Spencer, WDKX Wake Up Club, joined as usual by my color analyst for today. He is the head coach of the Upstate Elite, Coach Sean Sullivan. Good afternoon, Coach. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Yeah, Upstate Elite basketball, AAU. It's almost AAU season, but today we got a great game. High school basketball.
You love watching high school basketball. I want you to see the JV game before this. Very competitive game up into the fourth quarter, of course, with Wilson coming away with it. But definitely some young recruits definitely to look forward to when you're looking at Upstate Elite basketball. But at any rate, we're looking for this big matchup. Two teams rebuilding basically their respective programs. Two historic franchises in Section 5 basketball trying to get back to that level where they were.
Well, Wilson is pretty much right there. It's just they had that age issue, as most people know about that, and they had to forfeit their games because they had an ineligible player. So they're going to be a lower seed, but they're one of the most dangerous teams in all of Section 5, and you're going to see that today. They're picked as one of the top teams around. So you're going to find out that you got Devon Gavin, who's an excellent player, Miles at point guard. It's just, I can't wait to see these guys play.
Meanwhile, the head coach for Wilson, Chris Connell, basically came over and said hello. Of course, he was a Class AA Coach of the Year last year.
Chris Connell, he's been around for a
while. So, I mean, he's been around. He knows how to coach. And obviously, you know, he may have a young team, a different looking team, but still, a good coach will be able to get them through this.
He's always been fantastic with the kids, and I know he's very disciplined with the kids as well. He works real hard with them in the practices, and he's really involved with the kids. You know, it's not just, you know, they show up and go through the routine. He figures out what motivates them, and that's why he's been doing so well. He's Coach of the Year, and it's going to be an excellent game.
Meanwhile, on the other side for Edison Tech, once again rebuilding their program as well. First-year head coach Jacob Scott. What do you expect of a first-year head coach? You've been there before. It's the first time you're basically taking the reins of a team. Obviously, you're getting to know them. They're getting to know you. The first year is always going to be a rocky one.
Yeah, first years can be tough, but what your goal is to get better every game. So by the end of the year, you don't look like a first-year team. Now, you want to put your style in, your system, whether it's defense, offense. You're going to put your system in, but you're going to have to make adjustments, just like any good coach, depending on who you're playing.
Edison Tech now coming out onto the court. There will be a bit of an opening ceremony in a matter of moments. We'll get to that. Also, our halftime interview will be with David Passmore. He is here from the Health and Wellness Challenge. He'll be in to talk about that about halftime, too. And, you know, I was teasing Coach as he was coming in this morning a bit late, but you brought a friend of yours in, probably no stranger to Section 5 basketball, Mr. Miller. I appreciate you bringing him by.
Oh, no problem. I thought I was on time, though.
You're on time for the game, yes. You're on time. You made it enough time for the game, yes. But, you know, here's a guy who is a Section 5. He's been under your tutelage at Upstate Elite basketball. Talk a bit about his game, too.
Well, Dane Miller, you know, we picked up, and that's why I was on time, but I wasn't early, per se. But Dane is definitely the best player in Rochester. You'll hear me say a lot, you know, this player is one of the top players. We saw Gerald Brooks as one of the top players. Dane Miller is the best player in probably Western New York. He signed a Division I scholarship to go to Rutgers. But what I liked, I saw Dane and met him about 3-4 years ago, and he's the reason we started the Upstate Elite program, because you get these kids that are talented, and to me, they're not getting developed like they should be. Yeah. And now there's a lot of other people that are involved, so I don't want to sound like I'm the only person doing something. There's a lot of people who you won't hear their names. You know, John Wallace played at Syracuse, played in the NBA. We went out of our way a lot to work with him. And I would drive out to Henrietta, pick him up, bring him back to school to work him out. And a lot of people, you might remember, there was a lot of haters about Dane in the beginning.
Yeah.
He can't do this, he can't do that. When I broke him down one-on-one, I realized he was missing almost every fundamental that exists. Footwork, offensive moves, pivoting, just being able to square up to the basket. A lot of people might remember how he used to catch the ball and just kind of look in. I was teaching them the proper way to square up, which opens up all your offensive opportunities.
Well, that's what you talk about, of course, with Upstate Elite in basketball. You're going to see a lot of that here. Obviously, two coaches, basically one getting to know his team, getting to know what's going on with his program at Edison, and Coach Scott, another who has been around for a long time, teaching the fundamentals. It takes a long time to develop talent to that level your senior year.
Right.
Remember, kids come in raw, freshmen. Sometimes they don't make the varsity team. They're on JV. And then once you get them as a varsity coach, you're basically teaching them new portions of the game. So it's, like you said before, every game you're learning something different.
Right.
And that's exactly what you need to do, not only in the games that you're playing during the season, but during the offseason as well.
Exactly. And as a coach, you want to get better every practice, every day, just a little bit. And then by the end of the year, hopefully you're improving. But also, we talk about kids being great by seniors. If they're going on to play college, they're still going to get better and better and better. And you talked about Upstate Elite. There's 3 kids that play for me right now on Wilson, and that's Cody Levins, who plays point, Raheem Reynolds, and you can see Devon Gavin, who is one of the most exciting players that Rochester still does not. Some people are starting now to know who he is, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's
Yeah.
a big-time player. We went down into Nationals. We beat the #1 team in the country, team out of Memphis. Devon was incredible in that game.
Wow.
And I'm just telling you, you're going to see some of it today. You're going to see him do things you've never seen before or high school, because he's only a sophomore. He's a great kid, too.
I was just about to say that with 2 more years left to go, the potential is still there to get a lot better. Obviously, he's going to work on it during the offseason, but junior and senior year, one of the guys to watch out for, of course, here for this Wilson team. Meanwhile, Edison Tech, as they're warming up, Wilson's getting the final instructions before we get ready to play here in about 15 minutes. Edison right now, if you look at them, they're a bit small, but they're very quick. They're a very quick young team that is really, once I said before, starting to put it all together. So give me the breakdown of, you've got a team with a little bit of height, a lot of experience, a young team, but very fast. How do you coach against that if you're in this situation, if you're Edison Tech and Coach Scott?
Well, if you're Edison Tech, again, you want to control the game. You don't want to allow Wilson. Wilson's going to press you. They're going to try and get up and down the court and turn this into a fast-paced game. As you can see, Coach Connell right now giving instructions to his team. Edison Tech likes to trap a lot. They got a small team, so they got to get up in you. They got to push the ball. Everyone expects Wilson to defeat Edison by a lot, but you know what? I don't think that's going to happen. I think you could end up with a really tight game today.
It should be a lot of fun as we get ready to break down. About 14 minutes left to go here in the game. Obviously, Edison Tech is in a rebuilding program. We talked a bit about that. So we'll find out what they have to offer. And as the season comes down towards the end of the year, you never know what's going to happen as far as eligibility goes, injuries. Things are going to start to mount. It affected Wilson earlier this year. They lost one of their starters to injury with a leg. So, obviously you don't want to see anybody get hurt, but really that can affect the way a team plays and the morale.
There's so many X factors when you get down to the playoffs. You want to hope that your team is gelling, but like you said, sometimes eligibility comes out. Second semester in school is just ending, and sometimes you end up with a few kids end up ineligible in the playoffs, and also you end up with some injuries. Now, a lot of teams really haven't been hit by I always call it the flu bug or the sick bug. But that's another huge X factor that can disrupt your whole chemistry of a team. You get kids sick. A lot of times you get kids who end up with mono, and that just crushes your team. But right now, it seems like everybody's pretty healthy. No one's really been hit by that. Unfortunately, Wilson had the ineligibility situation with the player, but I'm telling you, they're one of the top teams, and we're going to see it today.
Well, we'll see how they will match up. On Tuesday, in the Section 5 high school basketball game of the week, we saw 2 teams in East and Franklin. Franklin having trouble scoring late in the game. That press on East really became an issue for them. Meanwhile, you saw Brooks, one of the best players in Section 5. What do you want to do? We talked about their preparation before the tournament. What do you want to do if you're Edison and Wilson heading in towards the end of the year? You've played about 17 games, and you're about to wrap up your season before you head into the tournament. What do you want to establish here if you're both these teams?
Well, again, every game you want to play as hard as you possibly can. So there's probably not really any situation where you're going to do something different in this game. But what you're going to do is you're going to find out your weaknesses if you're Edison, for example. Same with Wilson. So the last few 3-4 games, you're going to find out, we need to tighten up a few situations before we get into sectionals.
All right. Well, we'll take a short break here. About 12 minutes to go before we have tip-off. As I said before, there will be a slight ceremony to honor some of the students here and the fans here at Edison Tech. So we will do that in a matter of moments, and then we will tip off today's action. Edison Tech, the Inventors, playing host to the Wildcats of Wilson. You're listening to the Section 5 high school basketball game of the week.
Welcome to kindergarten. Come on in. What's the place kids think is grand, where fun and learning go hand in hand? Kindergarten, that's the place, and just for you we have a space. New friends are waiting there for you, and teachers with great things to do. So tell your folks to get things started. Sign me up for kindergarten. Register today for kindergarten in the Rochester City School District.
For city students willing to work hard and dream big, take a closer look at the School of Applied Technology at Edison. Our program is open to students grades 9 through 12. Prepare for college or an apprenticeship in construction trades. Get hands-on training in automotive repair. At Applied Technology, we connect you to the real world. Watch your mailbox for more information. The School of Applied Technology at Edison. Get ready for life.
I'm ready.
Me too. Enrolling my daughter in pre-K in Rochester is a big decision, and whenever I have one of those, I make 2 lists. She'll be more ready for school. She'll learn and have fun, and she'll be more likely to graduate high school. And it's free. The choice is clear.
Your path to high school and college success begins even before your child enters kindergarten. Quality pre-K in Rochester is offered free to city residents, providing a strong foundation for your child's learning in the crucial early years. Rochester's pre-K programs are rated the best in the nation, and there's one near you. Children enrolled in quality pre-K are more likely to stay in school, stay on the right path, and graduate from high school.
Call 262-8140 and enroll your child in pre-K in Rochester today.
Register your 4-year-old today, because the road to college and beyond starts now.
Pre-K in Rochester. It's a smart way to start.
Why choose city schools? Because of the many opportunities that are available. High school really taught me the value of working together, and taking honors classes helped me prepare for college and the working world. From sports and yearbook to math club and volunteer opportunities, I learned to work with others and to give back to my community, just like I'm doing today. So make the right choice. Choose Rochester City Schools. I did.
Like this?
Good. You did great on that test.
Good.
Good kid.
Great! You're the best kid ever!
Okay, you want him to breathe.
Encourage them. Get them to graduate. Don't drop out on your kids. For more tips to keep them in school, call 877-4-KID.
Come on, David. Come on, David. Let's go, David. Come on!
Come on, David, you got the love.
Get as involved in your kids' education as in everything they do, and imagine the success they might find. Stay in touch with the teacher. Visit the school. For more tips, call 1-800-281-1313.
Number 13, Cody Levens.
I think they're going to introduce the entire teams today.
Number 20, Raheem Reynolds. Number 40, Kobe Blocker. And now for this evening's starters. At guard, number 10, Tyshawn Morrell. At guard, number 11, Eric Miles. At forward, number 31, Preston Gilbert. At forward, number 34, Diamond Gerard. And at center, number 41, Devin Gravin.
So some of your players will be starting today.
And the coach of the Wilson Wildcats.
Or will be playing, obviously playing today. One of which you mentioned before is Gavin. He's the player to watch for, the sophomore.
Yeah, Devon is just explosive player and very elusive. I like to call him the plastic man. If you remember the old plastic man in the NBA.
Yeah.
Very flexible, great athletic ability. Now it looks like we're going to hear the Edison Tech.
As Wilson wraps up their preps as they get amped for today's game.
And now for your Edison Inventors. Number 3, Michael Ebram. Number 4, David Johnson. Number 10, Daquan Johnson. Number 20, Rashad King. Number 21, Antoine Maddox. Number 23, Martin Young. And now this evening's starters. At guard, 6-foot senior, number 1, William Walton. At forward, 6'5" senior, number 5, James Garfield. At forward, 6'5" senior, number 12, Sasan Joseph. At guard, 6'2" senior, number 25, DeAndre Drake. At guard, 6'3" junior, number 33, Carlton Marshall.
And those are your starting 5 players for the Edison Tech Inventors as they will prepare on their side to get amped for today's game. I hope no one pulls anything. I think you need to stretch before you do that, Coach. I think that's really important.
Well, this gets the players hype, and it's also a tradition. It's basically telling them it's game time. It's on.
This afternoon's officials.
So we'll get ready for the start of this game. It is the Section 5 high school basketball game of the week. The Edison Tech Inventors. Tariq Spence with you, WDKX Wake Up Club, joined by Coach Sean Sullivan of the Upstate Elite Basketball Program. Chance for you to see some more of Rochester's talent. We saw some on Tuesday, and with, of course, East and Franklin. And we will see some this afternoon as Edison Tech and Wilson get ready to start off. We'll pause for a few moments for the national anthem. All right, we are just about ready to go here in a matter of moments. Final instructions from both head coaches before the teams depart onto the court. Edison Tech playing host to Wilson. Edison Tech, the home team, will have Walton, Garfield, Joseph, Drake, and Marshall as the starting lineup. Morrell, Miles, Gilbert, Gerard, Glover, and Gavin will be the starting lineups for Wilson. Wilson now just awaiting Edison Tech to come to midcourt.
Hey, this is great, man. Saturday afternoon basketball. We should do this more often.
We should do this more often. I like this.
We don't always have to play and get home at 11 o'clock at night, 10
No.
o'clock at night with basketball games.
You could just be home. Man, what, about 3? I figure I'll be home eating by around 3 o'clock today, Coach. 3 o'clock. Perfect time. All right, both teams at midcourt, ready for the tip-off. It is up, knocked away, and around. Edison had it, but now Wilson controls it.
That's called stealing the tip right there.
Well, Wilson controls the ball as we start off underway here at Edison Tech.
And you see that's Miles. I talked about his handle.
He controls deep into the paint, back out. Good defensive setup by Edison Tech. Wilson trying to get it down low, knocked around, picked up, knocked around, picked up, and Edison Tech takes it away.
Stolen away by Carlton Marshall.
Walton with it, trying to drive. Baseline jumper is up, no good. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up. It's no good. Rebounded Edison Tech, back blocked from behind. Once again, back up, no good. Rebounded out of bounds. It will remain. It looks like Edison Tech ball. Nope, it will go towards Wilson.
Yeah, Preston Gilbert was timing that, setting him up, got a nice block.
Joseph in there as well. So Wilson will control the point and will bring it up slowly. Miles will do so, bring it across midcourt for Wilson. Loses it, but gets it back.
Edison Tech looking to play man-to-man, start the game off.
Sticking up real closely, deep into the corner. 21 seconds left to go in the shot clock. No score here early on. Baseline jumper is good. Nice look from the left side.
Devon Gavin, the sophomore. That's my man.
Layup no good by Edison Tech. Picked up by Wilson. They'll rush it up the court. Doesn't have the numbers. Will still go in. There's a foul on the play. And that is Morrell going in for the shot.
They put some pressure on early. See, taking it right to him, trying to draw some fouls, draw some contact.
I thought for a second, I thought Morrell, okay, well, he's got the ball. He'll pull up with Edison Tech having 4 players back. But really, he's a lot faster than he looks.
Yeah.
First free throw is no good. Wilson leading it 2-0 here. 6:45 left to go here in the first. Second free throw, no good. Rebounded by Edison Tech.
Rebound by Salsa Joseph.
So Joseph controls it, has it knocked away, and then knocked around. Good hands there.
Ball lost out of bounds by Edison. Wilson's ball.
By Gavin. Almost came away with the steal. He will inbounds and gets the ball to Miles. Miles defended heavily by Williams, or I should say William Walton. He passes it down low, top of the key. Back around, Miles has it. Nearly has it stolen away. Extra pass. Jumper from the left side, no good. Rebounded by Edison Tech. Drake with it, up court. Has it knocked away. Quickly back. Numbers for Wilson. Can they cash in on it? And there's going to be a traveling violation. Extra step, Coach.
Yeah, Devon didn't really draw the defender yet. I think either the guy had to give it right back to him, or he could have kept going in for the layup, or if they drew the defender, then kick it.
So Gavin called for the travel. Still 2-0. Wilson with the lead. Slow start to this first quarter. Move quickly down low, and the putback is good. Garfield gets it.
Garfield's listed at 6'5". Might be a little generous.
I think some of the height is generous for Edison Tech. But they have a tie score.
Yeah, William Walton with a club to Miles' face as he shakes it off.
So Walton called for the foul. That'll have Wilson set up the inbounds, as Gavin will try and do for Wilson.
Chris Connell yelling out plays for his team, instructing what to do.
Miles makes the move. Scoop layup, hits nothing, gets the rebound. Out the jumper from the left wing. No good, but there is a foul on the play. And Gerard Glover trying to take the three-pointer. It's no good. Drake will pick up the foul for Edison Tech. So it's a slow start here, rather sloppy. Both teams really sort of feeling each other out.
Well, slow start, but not a good start with Edison Tech. Even though it's 2-2, they already got 3 fouls on the team fouls.
First free throw is no good, and Wilson not helping their cause, not able to hit from the line so far this game.
Mr. Gerard has 3 shots.
Glover, mostly known as a defender, is averaging 9 rebounds a game.
Second free throw is up and off the front of the rim. Important if the game is close late, but right now it's still too early to tell.
Like you said, each team's kind of feeling each other out.
Third jumper, free throw is good. So Gerard Glover hits 1 of 3 from the line. 1 point lead for Wilson. 5:22 left to go here in the first quarter. 2-1 is the score. Edison Tech swinging around, jumper from 3, no good. Off the hands of Miles, but picked up Edison Tech. 3 from there is good as William Walton connects from outside. Gavin with the ball, defended well, cross court, faking the jumper, and going in, having the shot blocked and knocked out of bounds is Gerard Glover.
Lost out of bounds by Wilson.
Edison Tech will control the ball. Walton gives it up deep into the corner, finally gets the ball down low. Shot is no good, rebounded by Edison Tech. It'll be a jump ball.
Good call by the referee. That's about the 4th deflection that Wilson has had on Edison Tech.
Salas and Joseph had a shot at it, but had it knocked, tied up. Jumper in the lane is good by Joseph. And Edison Tech has an early 4-point lead. Miles controls it as he brings it across midcourt, left wing for Glover. Jumper faked by Gavin. Extra pass inside is good. A lot of people, a lot of traffic, but Gavin gets it to go.
Well, he's wondering why he didn't get a foul call. Now he got basically dragged down, but he still got the ball off, and 2 points for Wilson.
Jumper from the left wing for Walter is good, and he's looking good from the arc right now.
Well, Walton right now is the reason Edison's leading 10-5. Young man's got 2 threes already.
Miles breaks the press. Numbers for Wilson. His scoop layup is good. Nice hop, skip, jump.
That was a great jump stop. You got to come down on 2 feet. If it's a 1-2, you're going to get the travel call.
Tech controlling the ball. Runner in the lane is good. That is a nice shot for Drake.
Edison Tech is on fire right now, Tree.
They are breaking Wilson's defense. 5-point lead for Edison, 12-7.
Edison Tech goes to a 2-3. Jacob Scott calling out the defense. Again, anytime you're playing against a zone, got to look at that high-low.
3:30 left to go here in the first quarter. Faking the jumper is Gavin. He gets it cross court to Miles. That jumper is no good, and it will go out of bounds and be Edison Tech ball. So you said this would happen. Edison Tech would have to run on sloppy start in the middle of the first quarter, but now it seems as if Edison Tech has got their legs underneath them.
Yeah, and they switch to zone defense, give a different look to Wilson. And Wilson shot an air ball. We'll see if they stick with her, if they go back man.
Edison Tech swinging it around. Jumper, 3-pointer. That is good. Drake is starting to heat up.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Deion Drake and William Walton, have been the scoring for Edison Tech. That jumper no good by Gavin.
Good shooting is very contagious.
Steal, Gavin in for 2 and the easy scoop layup.
Basket, grab it.
That was basically Gavin around the ball, making something happen for his Wilson Wildcat team.
Well, Coach Connell calls him the best defensive player on this team.
Walton feels it, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. They will control it. Gavin gives it up to Miles. Miles will bring it across midcourt for Wilson. Wilson trailing by 5, 14-9. Cross court, Miles grabs it. Extra pass deep into the corner for Glover. Finally down low. The shot is up and good by Morrell.
Good use of his body. Now you've seen those passes almost getting stolen a few times because they don't have a high post presence, which allows the guard to play a little wider. So Devon Gavin's got to be careful on those reverse passes.
Double team down low. Extra pass off glass for 2 for Garfield. James Garfield, and they are giving the extra passes Edison Tech early on in this game.
I'm not even sure if Edison Tech has missed a shot. I know they've had a few shots blocked.
Edison, they lead by 6.
No, that's a high post presence I'm talking about.
A foul is called, and I'm not sure if it's going to be on, and it will be on Wilson. That'll be a charge. on Morrell.
Number 10, Tyshawn Morrell.
And a substitution into the game for Wilson. Blocker will come in.
Great start for Edison Tech. Wilson's got to change the game, so we talk about controlling the game, and right now you can see Edison is controlling everything. They're controlling the defense, they're controlling the offense. Wilson's coming down and adjusting to Edison. So Wilson's got to make their own adjustment now and start controlling the game, whether they pick up the pressure, which it looks like they might here.
1:45 left to go here in the first quarter. 17-11 Edison controlling over Wilson, and they will have control of the basketball.
Momentum is an important aspect of the game. Not a lot of coaches understand that. He's really controlling the momentum. As you can see, Edison Tech's got the momentum right now. Wilson has to do something to change the pace of this game.
Edison Tech controls it. Rather quiet, though, for a home game. You would think more of the Edison Tech faithful will be into it, but still early on. 1:35 left to go here in the first quarter. That ball goes off of the leg of Marshall. And Wilson player was the last to touch it. So Edison Tech will inbounds. They do so. Marshall with it, and there's a foul away from the ball, and it'll be on Marshall. So Carson Marshall caught with that extra hand, putting his hand in.
I'm not sure what the referee called there. Did you pick that up?
I thought it was an offense. I think he threw the extra elbow out to get space. And the ref saw it, said that was an offensive foul, so Wilson will control the ball. Miles with it deep at the top of the key, gives it up to Gavin, left wing, right wing.
Edison Tech staying in that 2-3 zone.
Edison Tech zone has worked well. Finally gets it down low to Blocker. He has it knocked away, picked up by Walton. Gavin able to get in between, gets it quickly down low to Blocker. Extra pass. The shot is up and no good. And there will be a traveling call on Edison Tech, so Wilson will maintain possession of the basketball.
That was a great play by Devon, getting that ball up. A diamond big man, you got to finish that.
Yeah, the extra pass. It seemed as if Blocker was too far underneath the hoop, so he gave up the extra pass. Ball deep into the corner. Diamond Glover gives it up to Miles. Eric Miles will cross court to Gavin. Devon Gavin back over to Miles.
Watch that low post area where Reynolds, if he just stop on that block area, he'd be wide open.
Reynolds gives it up to Miles again. Now deep in the corner to Gavin. Gavin goes baseline, has it knocked. Picked up by Miles. He will go in for the scoop layup. That's off the rim. Blocker's rebound, put back is no good. Off of, I believe, an Edison Tech player, and Wilson will have control of the ball.
Great rebound by Blocker. Couldn't gather himself.
They reverse it, so Edison Tech will get the ball. It will be off of a Wilson player, so they will control it. Still 6-point lead for the Inventors. 20 seconds left to go. Holding for a final shot is Walton deep into the corner. Gives it back out. Walton controlling it. 13 seconds left to go in the quarter. Move there. Three-pointer from Edison Tech is good, and Drake do not leave him open. He has been draining from the outside arc. And that's the way the first quarter will end. So Wilson stunned a bit. 9-point lead for Edison Tech. They will go in with the first quarter lead 20-11. You're listening to the Section 5 high school basketball game of the week.
Welcome to the Good News for Parent Involvement message, where you'll gain practical tips on how to help your child succeed in school. The Parent University applies to Joyce Epstein's 6 types of parent involvement framework as a strong model for organizing the characteristics of effective parent involvement. Parents, this nationally recognized model provides you with broader opportunities to be more involved in your child's education. The 6 types are 1. Parenting, 2. Communication, 3. Volunteering, 4. Learning at home, 5. Decision-making, and 6. Collaborating with the community. During this segment, we will focus on type 4, learning at home. This form of involvement means providing help on homework or projects, encouraging students on assignments, and providing a conducive environment for students to complete homework. It also includes understanding the required skills needed for students to pass exams and assessments, and reinforcing them at home. The good news is that this type of parent involvement gives students self-confidence in their ability to learn and a positive attitude about school that leads to student achievement. And students will view you, parents, as a key player in their education process. Thank you, and join us next time for our Good News for Parent Involvement message.
It doesn't matter who they're playing against right now. They're shooting, could be close to 100%. Everything is going down. You saw a running three-pointer go in. They're on fire right now. William Walton really got the game going. He had 2 3-pointers within the first 3 minutes. And, you know, Edison's doing a great job. Jacob Scott's doing a great job coaching the team. They made some adjustments on defense, switching from man-to-man to zone, giving Wilson a different look, and they got to change what they're doing.
Well, Wilson right now, the defense obviously not working. You're going to mix it up, obviously, here in the second quarter going into halftime. 9-point lead. Wilson does have some players that can score, so this isn't a surmountable lead, especially in high school basketball. 9 points is not something you get comfortable with, especially with all the players that they have on offense.
Listen, Wilson needs to turn it up. They're not even playing hard right now. It's almost bothering me. I'm just sitting here trying to announce a game with you. They need to turn it up a little bit.
Well, you know 3 of these players, so you better tell them something. Coach Connolly, I'm sure, has got some words to say, obviously, heading into this second quarter. But the intensity has not been matched. Edison Tech has played extremely well. 9-point lead, getting ready to start the second quarter.
You can't just show up and expect to win, and I think that's what you're seeing with Wilson right now. Edison Tech came to play. Jacob Scott's got his team well prepared, and Wilson now has to turn it up if they want to be in this game.
Eric Miles gives it up to Devon Gavin. Back over to Miles. Miles trying to find somebody, finds Gavin on the wing. Edison Tech's defense is working very well. Glover out to Miles. Miles will take the 3. No good. Rebounded, knocked around, picked up Edison Tech, knocked out of bounds, and they're going to call that on Edison Tech, so it'll be Wilson's ball.
Martin Young, great hustle, going into his own bench to save the ball. That's what I'm talking about right there. You saw him go into his stance to try to save the ball for his team. You don't see that in Wilson yet.
How do you break this zone defense by Edison Tech? What do you have to do? Obviously, the extra pass.
Well, hopefully you have a couple sets in there that you can run. You know, you can take off the top guy. You can come and pick the top guy, run a pick and roll. You can do a high-low type thing. If you notice, the guy will be open the low block if he'd stop at the low block instead of keep going all the way to the corner. That's what you get the ball to high post, and whoever's playing low will be wide open.
Edison Tech's defense is shifting extremely well, which is frustrating Wilson at this time, and they're set to inbounds. 7:35 left to go here in the first half.
So if you keep your eye on Preston Gilbert, 31, he looks like he might be the one running the low block.
Coach, we got a little bit of action. Ball almost hit you in the head there for a second.
I didn't even see it, Tariq. Again, you know, got to give me these messages. Stop keeping them to yourself.
You know what I mean? You have that sense for the game. You ducked your head as soon as the ball was coming by. I thought you did see it.
I played point guard in college, so I saw it coming, I guess.
That peripheral vision, I tell you. Ball is knocked out of bounds, so it will be Edison Tech. Oh, there's a foul on the play.
And I'm going to tell you, this is the best thing for Wilson right now, what's happening, because the whole continuity of this game has just been destroyed because I don't know what's going on right now.
Well, it's a slow start here in the second quarter. Wilson trying to set up their offense. They finally get the ball left wing now to Gavin. He controls it. Trying to get the ball down low. Has it knocked away, and Edison Tech's defense, once again, frustrating Wilson. Drake with it, fakes the jumper, extra pass, down low, and gets it to go. Goes Joseph.
It doesn't look like Edison Tech is cooling off at all, Tariq.
They are very good from the field, as you said, Coach. Rarely missing any shots in this game.
And more importantly, controlling the game, as you can see.
Deep in the corner to Glover. Jumper is high. Miles with it, extra pass down low. The foul, and the shot goes. So Jerron Glover gets the shot to go and the foul. That is what Wilson has been waiting for just to even get on the board.
Yeah, I'd like to see Glover here stay on the line. Young man's fallen forward on some of his shots from the free throws earlier on.
Edison Tech with a 9-point lead. Glover's shot is good, so he connects from the line, completing the 3-point play.
8-point lead for Edison Tech. They control the ball, 22-14. 6:30 left to go here in the first half. That jumper by Drake is no good. Rebound at Edison Tech. Put back is good. So when they do miss, they're getting those offensive rebounds, Coach.
That's the energy. Edison Tech shooting the gaps, trying to get the rebound. Wilson just turning around, thinking the rebound's going to come to them without boxing out.
Martin Young in the right place at the right time. Extra pass, ball down low, and scored there by Gerard Glover.
That's the first time Wilson looked like they were playing with some energy on that set right there.
Quickly, baseline, cut off there by Wilson. They'll swing it back around, try to set up the offense. Drake now controlling it.
And you notice Wilson changed their defense as well. It looks like they're playing a 1-2-2 with Devon Gavin just causing all sorts of havoc up top, trying to change the momentum of the game, and it's working.
DeQuan Johnson has that ball stolen. Gavin gets it back out, but he tries to save it and saves it to an Edison Tech inventor. Shot off balance by Martin is no good, and there'll be a traveling call.
And that's okay, Tariq, because he missed a layup. They switched to a 1-2-2 because Coach Connell's feeling the need to change the momentum of this game.
Still an 8-point lead for Edison Tech, 24-16. 5:36 left to go here in the first half. Edison Tech controlling it. Gavin's three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Edison Tech. Now hitting both boards, defensive, offensively. DeQuan's pass quickly down low. Good eyes to see Drake.
Absolutely no excuse to have a three-pointer in the corner by Wilson and not have defenders back. Also give credit to Edison for pushing the ball right off the rebound.
Coach Connolly not looking happy there. His team down by 10. The Wildcats trailing 26-16. Eric Miles quickly down low, has it rim out. Rebound, tipped around, Wilson comes away with it. Quickly down low, errant pass is stolen away by the Edison Tech Inventors. And Aaron Miles picks the pocket, and Eric Miles in for two.
The longest arms in the league.
That was highway robbery. And there was a foul on the play.
Timeout, Edison.
So Edison Tech will take a 20-second timeout. Your thoughts on that? 4:42 left to go. Wilson, who trailing by as much as 10, now cuts it back down to 8.
Well, first of all, excellent timeout, Coach Scott. He had a turnover finish, and you could feel the momentum change. He called a timeout right away to kill that momentum. He still wants to keep controlling the game. As you saw, Wilson now went to 1-2-2, so look for them to probably trap out of this timeout right over in these corner spots.
Edison's intensity is extremely high today. I'm not sure if it's just senior day and they're just getting up for Wilson, but they're playing at a very high level this afternoon.
Well, senior day, it's your last game. It's your last game you're going to play on your home court. The place you've been for the last 4 years, the place you struggled in practice, worked hard. It's a special day. You got to come out more momentum. You got to weather the storm early on.
We'll see the replay in a matter of moments. 4:42 left to go here in the game. As you can see, the extra pass to Drake there. Naquan, that is just a nice pass by Johnson. Naquan Johnson just saw him, and an easy layup. Smallest guy on the court, but has the biggest eyes when it comes to the offense for Edison Tech.
Well, Wilson went back to a man-to-man.
Jumper, baseline, off of the side of the top of the rim, and goes down.
When it rains, it pours.
I tell you, the shooter's touch for Edison Tech, and they've all got it.
I'm going to explain something to you at halftime about law of numbers, though.
10-point lead for Edison Tech. Layup there along the baseline is good for Wilson. As Tyshawn Morrell gets it.
That's a tough matchup for Edison right there with Devon Gavin working him.
Naquan Johnson fakes the jumper, Gavin on him. They swing it around, top of the key. Faking the jumper, goes in. Extra pass for Edison Tech. There's a foul on the play.
Travel call.
Reynolds with the extra point with the block, but it is a travel call on that extra step.
He dragged his pivot foot. He ball faked, but he dragged his pivot foot before he went up for the shot.
I think he thought he was wide open, and he was Martin. Young, but unfortunately took that extra step.
Edison Tech still sitting in the 2-3 zone. Miles just comes up and chucks up a three. Exactly what Edison Tech wants. Yeah. Sit in the 2-3 zone, take an NBA three-pointer, we'll take the ball.
He is frustrated. He is frustrated, and you can see it. That was a frustrating three, trying to three his way back into this game. Still plenty of time, though. 28-20 lead as Daquan is frustrating Johnson, but Edison Tech gets it over. Quickly, down low. Tech makes his move, baseline jumper, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Morrell gets it to Gavin. His jumper, no good. Miles going for it, has it knocked away. Edison Tech's got it. Johnson's layup goes high off the glass. Martin, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. They've got the numbers. Easy lay-in for 2 and the foul. Quick exchange, coach, up and down the court for Wilson, and they benefit from it.
Well, the momentum of the game is starting to pick up, but I'm telling you right now, Wilson better start getting back on defense because Edison Tech is taking it right to them.
6-point lead for Edison Tech. It was up as high as 10. Devon Gavin at the line trying to complete the three-point play. He does. And now, with 3:02 left to go here in the first half, what was a 10-point deficit is now a 5-point deficit. And Gavin not happy with that foul because he has been all over Johnson.
Knowing Devon from Upstate Elite and coaching him, when he starts getting fired up, all I'm going to tell you is watch out.
And he is fired up. He thinks he's playing good defense.
Growth thing, it takes time. But he's keeping the pressure on. He had the and one call. I'm not sure what he was complaining about because he made the complaint before they even picked the ball up. And he got the foul call.
Yeah.
You don't want to make the ref mad after he just makes a call for you either.
Yeah. It is an emotional game, and he is playing extremely hard. His team down by 5. Ball back in play now. Edison Tech controlling it deep into the corner, and there's a foul.
And what you see here, Tariq, is the intensity starting to pick up. The refs are controlling the game. They're letting you know we're going to call this stuff. Chippy fouls, they're going to get called. Loosen up.
And there's a foul, as you can see. Marshall going deep into the corner. Set the inbounds is Edison Tech. They get it. Will control it and bring it across midcourt. Johnson being hounded by Gavin.
And now you see the defense, the change in the intensity.
Martin double team, gives it up to Johnson. Johnson has it stolen away by Gavin. Extra pass to Miles. Layup is no good. Rebounded, knocked around, picked up by Wilson. Knocked around, and there's a foul on the play.
We talked about momentum. You see now Wilson is playing a lot harder now, and you saw who's sparking that, Devon Gavin. There's a lot of talking going on right now. The game within the game.
I tell you, like I said before, 10-point lead, cut down to 5. 2:34 left to go in the game. You talked about this, Coach, slowing the game down just a bit. It is intense, but the time in the second quarter is taking a lot longer than the first quarter. And what does that tell you? That Wilson is trying to control the pace of this game and not let it get out of hand.
Well, Wilson's trying to push the ball. They want to get an up and down game because they got more athletes, better finishers. Edison Tech wants to slow the game down a little bit. And like, hey, they said they've been hot. They haven't missed a shot.
But they haven't also taken a shot in a while. Wilson in and out, no good. Rebound by Reynolds is knocked away.
And this is a dangerous time right now for Edison Tech, even though they have a 4-point lead.
Drake back into the game, gives it up deep into the corner. Marshall bounced it off. Walter back out to Marshall. Jumper, no good. Rebounded by Reynolds. He comes away with it and gives it up to Miles.
I'm almost nervous, Tariq. You know I make those calls sometimes at those critical moments.
Extra pass from Miles down low to Glover. He is fouled and head back to the line. So once again, Wilson running up the court, going quickly down low. No outside jumpers, no setting up the offense, moving the game extremely fast.
Right, and the momentum has changed. So the free throw slows it down a little bit. You know, Coach Scott wants to come back with one of his great sets, something that'll get him to the hoop, maybe a foul call, or even he's already burned one timeout, but it's not bad to take a timeout here. Maybe run a set that takes 30, 40 seconds off the clock. Get yourself a pick and roll, get control of the game, because I'm telling you, this is a critical point. They're up 4 right now with 2:10 left.
Garand Glover's first free throw is no good. Getting ready for the second one. Edison Tech leads by 4, 28-24. Garand Glover's second free throw is up and in. So Wilson has cut the lead to 3, or the deficit to 3, I should say. Marshall with the ball, jumper deep in the corner. That's no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Miles controls it. He'll bring it across midcourt, looking for the extra pass. Gives it right back out to Morrell. Morrell, baseline. Reverse layup is good.
Basket, Morrell.
Edison Tech has seen their lead evaporate to 1 point.
This is what I'm talking about, Tariq, that momentum. A lot of coaches don't understand how to play with the momentum.
Tyshawn Morrell, coast to coast, can't get it, has it knocked away, and he is on the floor, but he gets up, he's okay.
In the game for Edison, number 23,
And Martin Young will check in.
got to watch the inbounder after the pass in against a zone.
Eric Miles will inbound it. He does to Devon Gavin. Gavin and Miles playing catch with one another. Gavin goes over to the other side where Morel is. Cross court to Miles. Fakes the pass. Drake and Miles goes baseline.
Incredible Hezzy move.
Finally breaking down that defense that Edison Tech had. Young controls it back out to Walton.
And Wilson takes its first lead with a minute remaining, 29-28.
Remember, down as much as 10 early on here in this second quarter. Drake with the ball, three-pointer. That's no good. Rebound tipped around, picked up by Wilson, and they are looking to add to the lead. They had it knocked away, extra pass, down low. That's no good. Knocked around, picked up by Reynolds. Now to Eric Miles. Miles, once again, coast to coast, no good, but the guard will head to the line to shoot two.
Now, do you understand what I'm talking about? I know I'm teaching a little bit about momentum.
I'm learning.
What was it, 28-24, 2 minutes remaining. You could see what was about to happen. So again, in a situation like that, one thing a coach can do is slow the game down, run a set that takes 40 seconds, or burn a timeout. But you got to feel it. You may think it's not the right time, but now look what's happening.
A cousin of mine, all great Rochester player, said that basketball is a game of runs. You're seeing this run take place now. Remember, Wilson, down, as I said before, by as much as 10, now has a lead of 3, 31-27 over Edison Tech. Drake with the ball, fakes, has it knocked away by two players, picked up by Gavin. He'll go coast to coast for the layup.
Puts a big grin on his face after he knocks that one down. And he's looking for the steal here.
He is talking a lot right now. And he comes up with the steal. Wilson is matching the intensity. Jumper baseline, no good. Rebounded by Young. And he takes an extra step, and that will be a travel.
And again, the game within the game. There's a lot of talking. Just saw Devon, the other player, number 1.
That William is Walton.
Walton maybe said something early on after hitting those 2 threes.
Reynolds down low. He is fouled as he heads to the hole, and he'll shoot 2. Raheem Reynolds will head to the line.
Right now, Wilson's on a 9-0 run since 2:10.
7 seconds left to go here in the first half. And Reynolds' free throw is good. And Wilson will now have a 6-point lead.
You see that free throw? It's something we work on a lot, holding your shot. I spent a lot of extra time with Raheem with free throws as he misses the second one.
Perfect, Coach, perfect. That ball is out of bounds, and Wilson's intensity. The great thing for Edison here is the fact that the first half is about to end because Wilson is trying to separate itself from Edison Tech right now. And because of the penalty, that will put Eric Miles to the line. He'll shoot a free throw, and that's not good.
Wilson's shooting about 5 for 13 in free throws.
And remember, a lot of those misses early on in this game. Second free throw by Miles is good. Drake with the ball, has it stolen away, picked up, put back in by Miles before the end of the first half. That was a 5-second play by Eric Miles, which I would love to see the replay on.
A 13-0 run by the Wilson Wildcats with 2 minutes remaining in the half.
You talk about intensity. We'll, of course, have a halftime interview for David Passmore. That's coming up in a matter of moments. But, Coach, before we head into this break here, what are your thoughts on Wilson's intensity? Here we are about halfway through the second quarter. They're down by 10. They go in the locker room up by 9.
Well, Wilson made the adjustment. They picked up their intensity because they know they have better athletes, some better players. And Edison Tech started to go a little bit out of their game. They started to try to push a little bit. You notice they had a lot of turnovers near the 3-point line, trying to push the ball on offense. Just slow it down. You had that lead. And we'll see what adjustments are made at halftime.
It is a game of runs, as my cousin would tell me, and he's absolutely right. Wilson made one incredible one. What did you say, 18-0 run?
13-0 run in the last 2 minutes.
13-0 run in the last 2 minutes. We'll head into break with the halftime score, 37-28. Wilson over Edison. You're listening to the Section 5 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
The Rochester City School District's Office of Parent Engagement impacts student achievement through parent education and customer service. Our work is based on 4 core beliefs. All parents have dreams for their children and want the best for them. All parents have the capacity to support their children's education. Parents and school staff are equal partners. And school leaders and staff are responsible for initiating partnerships between home and school. The Office of Parent Engagement is dedicated to helping parents become full partners in their children's education. One of the ways we do this is through the district's Customer Service Center.
At the Customer Service Center, our goal is to build positive relationships between parents and caregivers in the Rochester City School District.
We'll assist parents in solving problems, addressing their needs, and resolving school-related issues. Our goal is to support you as an advocate for your child and to provide a prompt response to your needs.
We know that an effective working relationship between parent and school means a strong support network for students.
The Customer Service Center is an invaluable resource for parents. Should you need us, call our customer service hotline today at 324-9999. The Office of Parent Engagement, impacting student achievement through parent education and customer service.
Welcome to kindergarten. Come on in. What's the place kids think is grand, where fun and learning go hand in hand? Kindergarten, that's the place, and just for you we have a space. New friends are waiting there for you, and teachers with great things to do. So tell your folks to get things started. Sign me up for kindergarten. Register today for kindergarten in the Rochester City School District.
We are here at halftime with Edison Tech trailing Wilson 37-28. We are also here with David Passmore. He is here to talk about the Health and Wellness Challenge. Good afternoon. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Enjoying the game.
Good. What is the Health and Wellness Challenge?
The Health and Wellness Challenge is for all parents in Rochester City School District to join in and be part of making a difference with our parents and our kids. How can we tell our kids to be healthy when we are not? So we have a special challenge for parents to join in with the Parent University and the Fatherhood Initiative to get in better shape. On Tuesday, February the 12th, 6 p.m. over at Wilson High School. Our class is going to be over there. We got a certified teacher and she's a nutrition, and people can come on board and get the information they need, like set goals for the weight loss. And also, we're going to have a tracking system this year. What we're going to do is that people that want to join can be taped with Student First and be put on the TV, on the radio about how they are doing this and what kind of barrier they are having. And we are hoping that this trickles down to our kids.
Well, you often talk about it. You know, eating healthy just doesn't start with one of your kids to eat healthy. You have to want to do it for yourself. Who are you really talking? This is really for the adults and for the kids to really pick up after the adults, right?
Absolutely. This is for the adults and setting the example. Better eating habits, not eating before you go to bed, set some realistic goals, go to your doctor and get a checkup first so you know how good you are. But those are the things that this program is offering.
All right, so you said that the event is going to take place on Tuesday, February 10th, 6 o'clock. What do people need to bring? They just need to show up at Wilson Commencement High School?
Just show up. Then they'll take it from there because you're going to be actually talking to the trainer and all, set your goals, and we're going to try to follow you throughout the year and see how you're doing.
All right, sounds good. David Passport, thanks for the time today. We appreciate that. The Health and Wellness Challenge is taking place Tuesday, February 10th, 6 p.m. at Wilson Commencement High School on Genesee Street. We'll be back with second half action after this.
The Rochester City School District's Office of Parent Engagement impacts student achievement through the parent education and customer service. Our work is based on 4 core beliefs. All parents have dreams for their children and want the best for them. All parents have the capacity to support their children's education. Parents and school staff are equal partners, and school leaders and staff are responsible for initiating partnerships between home and school. The Office of Parent Engagement is dedicated to helping parents become full partners in their children's education. One of the ways we do this is through the district's Parent University.
The Parent University works to support parents of children in pre-K to grade 12 as they serve as lifelong teachers, leaders, learners, partners, and advocates in their children's education. Through our educational courses and leadership training, we help parents positively impact student achievement. Learning opportunities are offered at locations across the city, including schools, libraries, churches, and community organizations. Also, we offer bus passes and childcare to make it easy for you to participate. Our courses are designed to assist you in your most important responsibility, and that's being a parent.
The district's Parent University can enhance your current skills and help you develop additional skills and confidence to champion your child's education. To enroll for a course or for more information, contact us today at 262-8000 extension 1190. The Office of Parent Engagement is impacting student achievement through parent education and customer service.
Welcome to kindergarten. Come on in. What's the place kids think is grand, where fun and learning go hand in hand? Kindergarten, that's the place, and just for you we have a space. New friends are waiting there for you, and teachers with great things to do. So tell your folks to get things started. Sign me up for kindergarten. Register today for kindergarten in the Rochester City School District.
We are back here live just moments to go before we start the second half here, Coach. I understand you have a player here that, of course, everybody knows from Section 5 in this area. Dave Miller is here. We'll get to him in a matter of moments, but your thoughts on him before we get ready to start the second half.
Oh, Dave Miller's one of the top players in all of Rochester. And again, signed a Division I letter to Rutgers. Season's not over yet, though. His first focus is definitely Rush Henrietta, but he's a special player, special kid, and he deserves everything that he's getting. You know, he put in a lot of hard work, and he knows he's got a long way to go still. He's a special kid.
Yeah. Dane, I want to thank you for coming by. Dane, thanks for stopping by today. Appreciate it. I'm sure. Are you scouting the team today? You just scout. He says he's just scouting Wilson. Edison Tech's playing pretty well, though, right?
Yeah, they playing all right. They gave up the lead, but they probably gonna get it back.
All right. Well, good stuff to you. Best of luck to you. I brought in Coach, man, because he talks highly of you all the time.
All right, thank you.
Hey, no problem. WDKX, of course, a good connection always sticks together. Dane, a very good player, and as you said before, heading to Rutgers, Big East, and of course he's got a lot going on to end up his senior year too. Yeah, it's gonna be.
He won a sectional title last year, and they're the top team in all of Monroe County and Rochester.
All right, set to start off here the second half, and it already starts with a steal for Wilson. They will cash it in for 2, and that is Morrell. So once again, Wilson is picking up right where they left off at the end of the first half.
Now, I didn't get to explain to you a law of numbers, but as Raheem Reynolds with the steal and finishes. But law of numbers, it's a thing in basketball now. Edison Tech was on fire as Coach Jacob Scott calls a timeout. They probably shot 85, 90% in the first half. Now, law of numbers means they're not going to shoot very good in the second half. It's one of those things, but It is what it is. I'm guessing they're going to shoot about 50, 60, or probably 40% in this half.
Not exactly what you want to see, but we'll see the replay in a matter of moments. The intensity to start off the game. Literally, we're 19 seconds into the second half, and you can see that's straight off the miss where Tyshawn Morrell scored there. But you could see that Wilson just said, hey, listen, we're going to start off the second half just like we ended the first half, with intensity. If you're Edison Tech, that outside shooting was very good to start off the game. Do you go back to Walton and do you go back to Drake, who were hitting the threes early in the game?
Well, also, don't forget, I mentioned this in the East game that we broadcast. Everything is nice and crisp and smooth early on. Eventually, when you're getting pressed man-to-man, you wear out. Your passes aren't as crisp. Your shots aren't as smooth.
Shot there by Garfield, no good, but it's rebounded, and there's a foul in the play. Reach-in foul. They're going to call that on Joseph, so it'll be Wilson's ball. And you can see that Eric Miles will bring it across midcourt. That last play before the end of the first half, you talk about intensity. Stealing the ball with 5 seconds left and getting the layup. Edison Tech on the break. Extra pass, no good. Taken away and stolen. Quickly down low to Morrell, and that is in for two. So they are using the extra pass, Wilson, here.
Edison Tech had a layup and great hustle by Raheem Reynolds to sprint back and be disciplined and steal that ball. Now, he's getting the start in this half, and he didn't start in the game.
Three-pointer from the left wing, no good by Walton. Rebounded, and a spin move out to for Wilson, and the shot is good there by Gavin.
Now, I hope nobody gets mad at me, Tariq. I told you, it's just the law of numbers. That's how it works. You know, there's 4 missed shots now in a row. It's just one of those things.
Right now, Reynolds is grabbing a lot of rebounds. He has been a force down low for Wilson. Edison Tech's got to corral it now before it gets out of hand, as you said before.
Yeah, we're at 17-point lead right now for Wilson. We're just a minute and a half into the second half.
Marshall makes his move, can't let it drop. Back up and in for two for Garfield. James Garfield trying to establish himself in the paint.
James Garfield's considered Edison Tech's best player at a generous 6'5".
Quickly down low to Reynolds. His jumper is good. Wilson, it seems here in this second half to start, is able to make those extra passes down low. They couldn't do that with the press that Edison Tech had on earlier in the first half. Marshall's shot rims all the way around and doesn't fall. Ball is blocked, picked up by Wilson. It'll be Glover controlling it, top of the key, deep into the corner, faking the three, baseline, back out to Miles for three. No go, in around and off the glass and in for two.
Needs a timeout here. Want to stay in this game.
Carson Marshall's reverse layup is good. He hits the deck and will go and get right back up on defense. 18-point lead for Wilson. Remember, they were down as much as 10 in the first half.
Edison drops to 2-3. Wilson's going to take their time with an 18-point lead. This is the worst possible start that Edison Tech could have.
Reynolds down low, can't get it to go. Rebound, picked up and stolen away by Reynolds. Deep into the corner, out to Gavin. Gavin contested there by Walton. Has the ball knocked away. Drake picks it up. He controls it, gets it across to Marshall. Marshall quickly down low, has it knocked away, stolen by Eric Miles. Miles controls the point, goes right towards the hole. Scoop layup, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. They get it back. There's going to be a foul in the play.
I saw Miles when he got picked up that loose ball, did a little whoop-de-doo behind his legs to avoid the hands.
I tell you, he has picked up his intensity here in the second half, at the end of the first half, into the second half.
You can see Miles walking by right now with those arms. He does things with the ball that you do not normally see at this level. And that's what I was talking about in that little rebound. He put it right between his legs, from back to front to avoid the steal.
If you're Edison Tech at this point, what are you trying to do? Obviously, do you try to slow the game down? Do you want to try and match the intensity? Wilson is playing extremely hard in this game.
You're going to have to do whatever your best strengths are. You're going to have to go to your best players right in here. What you want to do is try to get something in the post, draw a foul, slow the game down, and try to score more points than Wilson.
That is the ultimate goal, Coach. The ultimate goal is to have more points at the end of 4 quarters. So, Devon Gavin will head to the line, shooting first of 2. His first shot is no good.
Stay on the line, young man. You see a lot of these kids shooting free throws. They fall forward, they fall backwards. Finish your shot, hold your form. let it go in.
Tyshawn Morrell, takes the second shot, and it is good. Drake with it. Double teamed. He'll find somebody. He finds Walton. Cross court, gets it to Marshall. Marshall, dribble step jumper, no good. Rebounded there by Glover. Picked up last minute. Shot goes and the foul. And Joseph will head to the line to shoot 2.
Now, an interesting statistic at halftime was Edison Tech had 0 free throw attempts. They only drew 3 fouls, and that's something that definitely they want to do if they want to get back in this game to score points with the clock stopped. Wilson was 9 of 16 in the first half of free throws. 16 free throws, not a great percentage, but getting to the free throw line.
Joseph connects, completing the 3-point play. 51-35, Wilson with the lead. Glover's jumper from the wing, no good. Rims in and out, picked up by Wilson. Deep into the corner, Gavin's jumper no good. Rebounded by Joseph. It gets it out to Drake. Drake's easy lay-in is good. Contested, but still.
One thing that's hard to control is Miles is so aggressive. He wants to get every single rebound. So what he's doing is he's running in there. But as point guard, if you're at the top of the key, your job is to get to half court and shots in the air.
Timeout. 51-37 lead for Wilson. You're listening to the Section 5 high school basketball game of the week.
Welcome to kindergarten. Come on in. What's the place kids think is grand, where fun and learning go hand in hand? Kindergarten, that's the place, and just for you we have a space. New friends are waiting there for you, and teachers with great things to do. So tell your folks to get things started. Sign me up for kindergarten. Register today for kindergarten in the Rochester City School District.
For city students willing to work hard and dream big, take a closer look at the School of Applied Technology at Edison. Our program is open to students grades 9 through 12. Prepare for college or an apprenticeship in construction trades. Get hands-on training in automotive repair. At Applied Technology, we connect you to the real world. Watch your mailbox for more information. The School of Applied Technology at Edison. Get ready for life.
I'm ready.
Me too.
4:04 left to go here in the game. Let's go take a look at the replay, and we'll talk about what Edison Tech has to do to try and get back into this game. They've done it already. You can see the momentum switch. As you can see, the layup with the right hand. You often cover this, and this is something for those of you who are young players. It's important to know to lay the ball in with both hands. And you notice a lot of players like to use the right hand there. It helped him because he had to use the bottom, the defender, to prevent him from blocking it, so he uses his right hand.
You want to shield the defender because you're either going to get an and one or a foul. If you use your left hand, for example, on the right side, you might get blocked.
The important thing now, if he were on the other side of the court, he would have need to have laid that in with the left hand. The jumper from the right side, which was no good, and the putback was. And that will be a offensive foul as we return to live action. And that means Edison Tech will get control of the ball.
Wilson, number 41. Gavin is second.
Inbounds. Marshall controls it. Defended by Morrell. Gives it up to Drake. Quickly down low. Gives the ball to Garfield. Drake gets it off glass. Knocked around. Touches every part of the rim. Put back, no good. Rebound. Put back is good. And the foul on Garfield. James Garfield would not be denied on that play, Coach.
Hey, staying with it. Edison only down 12 points now. An excellent comeback. They're right back in this game. As you said, a game of runs.
It is a game of runs. Edison Tech hoping that this will catapult them back into this game. James Garfield free throw is no good. Rebounded by Reynolds. Wilson will control it. Morrell brings it across midcourt. Double team. Gets it out to Reynolds. Back out to Miles, who'll set up the offense. Quickly trying to get down low. Knocked away. Picked up by Marshall. Drake has it knocked away by Miles. Quickly to Morrell. Gives it up to Gavin. His jumper off glass is good. Wilson getting their hands up on defense. Marshall trying to go down low. Has it knocked away. Picked up by Garfield. And that will be a foul on the play.
Possession arrow.
And oh, no, they call jump ball. Possession arrow will go to Wilson.
Looks like Edison Tech going to a 3-quarter 1-3-1 trap.
Gavin with the ball, double teams, gives it up to
trap
Miles.
right over half court. A great pass by Miles.
Quickly down low to Glover. Extra pass to Morrell, who goes off glass for 2.
That's how you beat the 1-3-1 trap. Go over the top.
Ball controlled now by Walton. Double team, gets it out. Kick ball, that'll be on Morrell, so it'll remain Edison Tech's ball.
I like the call going to the 1-3-1. You got to get a little more ball pressure, though, so that Miles or the point guard or whoever guard has the ball can't make that look. He shouldn't be able to.
Carlton Marshall inbounds, gives it up to William Walton. Quickly down low, and there's a foul on the play.
Travel.
And they will call traveling. I thought that Joseph was fouled. But the extra leg.
So they're back in this 1-3-1. But you can't just stand in an area. See, these guys are standing there. You've got to look to where the other open players are. Put pressure on the ball like they're doing so that they can't make that deep pass.
55-39, Wilson with the lead and control of the ball. Eric Miles with it. Double team, he'll come right back out. He gives it up to Morrell. Extra pass through the hands and out of bounds.
A little too much juice on that one, Tariq.
Well, he saw him open and decided, hey, no one's on you, I'll give it to you fast. Jumper in the lane by Garfield, no good. Rebound picked up by Walton for 3, that's no good. Morrell controls it. He's got 2-on-1, extra behind the back pass. The Glover's got to bring it back out to reset the offense.
Going back to that law of numbers, unfortunately, just the way it works. Edison Tech's 3 of 15.
55-39, Wilson with the lead over Edison Tech. Ball in the quarter to Gavin. Gives it up, Glover's extra pass, quickly down low off glass, finding the extra man.
Devon using his off hand to make that pass, his left hand.
Gives it up to Gilbert, who gets the 2 off glass. Walton controlling top of the key, gives it up to Marshall. Defended heavily by Tyshawn Morrell. Marshall's jumper is no good. The tip around is no good. Back in. Finally, Marshall gets it to go.
Coach Scott yelling 3, wants that 1-3-1 defense. They got to get more pressure on the ball, though.
Eric Miles with the scoop layup. He's able to break the defense. And the ball will go out of bounds. And 1:13 left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Wilson with the lead over Edison Tech, 59-41.
I like the idea of Coach Scott. The 1-3-1's not working, though. They either drop it back or go back to a different trap. Wilson scored probably 3 times off it.
Drake gives it up. Jumper in the lane is good for Joseph. Miles loses Drake. He goes straight towards the hole for 2. Too easy.
It's 2 in a row. He went right down the middle and scored layups.
Drake with it, trying to lose Miles, almost did, and it goes out of bounds. So Miles and Drake having a battle.
Game's starting to get a little out of hand again.
Marshall check out of bounds. Martin Young will check back in.
41 seconds left in the 3rd period. Wilson leading by 18.
Drake has it, Miles on him. Jumper from the 3-point lane is no good. Rebounded by Drake. He'll give it right back out. Has it knocked around. And that ball will go out of bounds off of Wilson player.
Well, the adjustment I've seen is Wilson's defense, and I think they just carried it over from the first half. Defensively, they're deflecting every pass and they're contesting every shot.
Jumper by Young is no good. Picked up by Drake. His reverse layup is good. 61-45, 13 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Now Miles with it.
To me, that's a giveaway. The coach yelled 2, which is their 2-3, but yelled something after it, which you got to watch out for quick traps, which is what they were doing.
Steal, 3 seconds left to go on the clock. They're gonna have to break it. Drake's free jumper last second is no good. He rushed it. I don't think he thought he had it that much time left. But with 3 seconds left, you can understand why he went so quickly towards the hole.
Right, and that was a good call. Quick trap, but they got to finish. Down too many points right now going to the 4th quarter.
It is a 16-point deficit right now, 61-45. Edison Tech, the Inventors, playing host to the Wildcats of Wilson. You're listening to the Section 5 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
Welcome to the Good News for Parent Involvement message, where you'll gain practical tips on how to help your child succeed in school. The Parent University applies to Joyce Epstein's 6 types of parent involvement framework as a strong model for organizing the characteristics of effective parent involvement. Parents, this nationally recognized model provides you with broader opportunities to be more involved in your child's education. The 6 types are 1. Parenting, 2. Communication, 3. Volunteering, 4. Learning at home, 5. Decision-making, and 6. Collaborating with the community. During this segment, we will focus on type 5. This type of involvement means sharing views and taking action towards shared goals for school improvement and student success by serving on PTAs or PTOs, the advisory council, school-based planning teams, or district committees. The good news is that this form of involvement allows you to have input to policies that affect your child's education. And it also creates an awareness for students that theirs and their families' views are represented in school decisions. Thank you, and join us next time for our Good News for Parent Involvement message.
For Edison Tech. So you're entering the 4th quarter here. If you're Edison Tech, obviously you're trailing. What do you want to do to set the tone here early on in the 4th quarter?
You want to be down 10 points with 4 minutes remaining, and then you have a game. Basically, as soon as you get under 10, but you got to have 3 or 4 minutes remaining in the game. So just, you don't play the lead, or the deficit, I'm sorry, 16 points. You say, let's cut it down to 8. We're going to go out there. We're going to score 2-3 baskets. They're going to call timeout. I'm going to meet you right back here in 2 minutes.
Okay.
I feel like you could do that, Tariq.
I could do that. You know what? I'm dressed as a coach. I think I can pull that off.
I meant as a player. I thought you were just, I just said to you what was going to happen. You're like, okay.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to say that to the team.
Sup.
You saw me play at halftime in a Razor Sharks game. It wasn't pretty.
No, it wasn't pretty. We're going to have a rematch.
You know what I need, Coach? Conditioning. That's what I need. I need to be conditioned right.
You need the Sully workout.
We'll have to get that on television. Where you're willing to part with the Sully workout and make all know what the Sully workout is.
Might have to patent it.
Oh, do it first. Edison Tech controlling the ball. They trail 61-45 against Wilson. Walton gives it up to Young. Young goes straight into the hole and in for 2.
Great set out of the quarter, picking up 2 points. Only down 14 now.
Miles controls it, loses his defender off of the pick. The jumper in the lane, no good. Rebounded by Edison Tech. They will control it. Walton will set up the offense, gives it up to Young, who is called yet again for the travel.
Right-handed player going left. A lot of times that happens. They pick up the pivot foot a little too fast, but this is what Edison Tech wants. Again, you can feel it right now. Wilson is not in it at this moment. You're going to have to look for Devon or Miles to make a big play here. They got to use the energy. They look a little tired.
Eric Miles controlling it at midcourt. Pick set up for him. He goes around it. Extra pass down low to Glover. It is good as Edison Tech got a player on the floor.
And that's what you have to do. Miles had to silence this run or stop this run. He had a great drive, a lot of effort into it. Got the open dish. Draw and kick.
16-point lead for Wilson as Drake tried to go baseline and the ball went out of bounds. So it'll be Wilson's ball. Eric Miles trying to take this game over. Young on him. Young defending Miles. Miles almost with a backcourt.
There's 2 lines there. I think the ref didn't know which line was which either. I saw him look over here towards us to try to follow which one of the lines it was.
It wasn't a backcourt. It just looked like a backcourt.
It was darn close.
Miles with it. He makes the move, has it knocked away, picked up. Edison Tech controlling it. They've got the numbers. Spin lane in the lane for 2 by Garfield. (63-49). 6 minutes left to go here in the game. Wilson with the lead.
Miles looks like he needs to take a little break here, so what he wants to do, instead of just throwing the ball up, and nonchalant call a set that gets the ball out of his hands.
Gavin's runner in the lane is no good. Out of bounds. Wilson loses it. Edison Tech will control it. So,
And a clear indication, you can see him with his hands on his knees.
can you rest him for 2 or 3 minutes and have him available for the last 2 or 3 minutes?
Well, you're going to have to now. He just called for it.
Drake taking it right to him. The jumper, no good. The ball is wrestled away, and there's a foul in the play. They'll say jump ball. Joseph gets tangled up.
You know, one thing you can do, Wilson really hasn't used any timeouts, but I don't think right now is a good time though, because right now Edison Tech's got nothing going on. Wilson's, even though they're not scoring, they got the momentum right here. I know you don't realize that, but they do.
Eric Miles asked for the sub, but has not gotten it yet. Not sure if Coach Connolly saw that. Ball taken down low by Morel, and that's going to be a backcourt. And that's going to go out of bounds. And you can definitely see that some of the players for Wilson are a little tired here. 5:30 left to go in the game.
Darn it, maybe they should have called the timeout.
Perhaps. 63-49, and it is a timeout for Edison Tech.
Oh, well, it's a good timeout for Edison Tech right now. You have a 14-point lead. They're down 14 points. If they get a bucket here, they'll be down 12. Which is almost, like I said, downtime of 4 minutes. So they're right there.
So we'll take a look at the one of the replays for this game here as Edison Tech. Look at the spin move as you're driving. Now, do you practice that or on fast breaks? Or is that just something that you learn and you pick up?
It is a move I practice in one of the series of moves that we run. And you make your first move, it's the second guy you got to have the move for. And a lot of times you spin away from him because the help defense will be sliding at you. So you basically spin, which goes around him. Now, based on what I just saw earlier out of the quarter, they ran a set. And I think it may have been for Walton, where they're probably going to run a guy down into the low post and double screen for him and look for that open 3 at the top of the key. We'll see if they run that here coming out of time. That's what I'm saying if I'm the Wilson coach right now, besides pick it up, boys.
Well, he has kept a lot of his starters in the game for most of the game. Not going to the bench a lot, Wilson's team. It's going to obviously make your team tired towards the end of the game.
Well, this is also a classic time where Coach K will run. He calls it a 5-set, and they run 30 seconds off the clock for like 4 straight possessions. And all of a sudden, before you know it, you're under 3 minutes. So sometimes you can run sets here. It'll slow the game down, get a little pick and roll with about 10 seconds left.
Now, one thing you can say about Edison Tech, their subs have been fresh, the players that have come in. We'll see how it plays out the last 5:30 left to go here in this game.
See if they run a set.
Drake with it, top of the key. Reynolds on him. His jumper is good. Ice water from the top of the 3-point line.
Exactly how Coach wrote it up.
And Young on Drake. And Drake on Miles.
Wilson needs a timeout.
Reynolds now caught in trouble. He has it knocked away and stolen by Edison Tech. Edison Tech's press works. Can they cash in on it? No foul called. Knocked away and taken away by Reynolds. And then, player goes up at the last minute. Glover went over Garfield. Or excuse me, Glover went over Joseph. And it was just one of those situations where I thought Glover thought that Joseph was going to go up for the shot. We'll go to the replay in a minute. Glover walking it off now.
Completely airborne, coming down his side. Got the air knocked out of him. He'll shake it off.
He was trying to anticipate the block, which was actually a good move. Unfortunately, it was a fake. You'll see here on the replay, this is the 3-pointer there by Drake. And if he starts getting going, it's going to be an interesting game the rest of the way. Ball is knocked away and around, and they're going to call a foul. And it will go against Walton.
Fouls on Edison's number 12, Selson Joseph.
The action coming right to the table. Coach Scott doesn't understand why the push call. The ref called the push on the loose ball.
Well, what's interesting about this game now, it is now only a 11-point lead for Wilson, which is up as much as 16. So Edison Tech has been fighting hard back into this game. Eric Miles just blows right past Young. He gets the field goal.
Just when you think he's tired, he comes right at you.
One of those timeouts, those definitely help your players rejuvenate. William Walton.
Edison Tech running that set to get the open three up top.
Drake couldn't handle it for a second. It looked like he was going to pull up for the three. He almost did, but had to get control of the ball first. Couldn't do it. Reynolds controlling it, gives it up to Eric Miles. Miles will bring it across midcourt with Young on him. And Miles goes behind the back. Young stays with him. Drake now defending Morrell. Extra pass down low to Glover is good.
You've seen Miles is an incredibly tough cover. He's elusive with the handle.
He is tall. He has it knocked back out. Drake for three. In and out, no good. Picked up by Wilson. And they will bring it across the midcourt. Eric Miles setting up the offense. Gets the pick from Reynolds. He makes the extra pass down low to Glover. And there's a foul in the play as Glover goes up and goes down.
3:25 remaining in the game. Wilson holding that 15-point lead. This could put a lot of pressure on Edison Tech if he knocks down both these free throws.
Well, Edison Tech is going to take a timeout. 3:25 left to go here. Obviously, Edison Tech has fought extremely hard to get back into this game. They can't get the ball down low. Their outside shooting has been, they've made a few.
Well, I've told you the law of numbers is one factor. It's just something coaches don't want to hear, but it's just the truth. They were 3 of 16 at one point, but they made a couple runs. They came back. You see Miles, very elusive, great driving dish.
When you're seeing that as you drive to the hole, you can see on that last replay, Miles saw his defender. It's important to have your hands up, too, when you are near the hoop. A lot of defenders, a lot of big guys are just waiting for the balls to keep their hands down. It's important to have the hands up usually all the time when you're right underneath the hole.
Always be ready to catch the ball, especially when you have a point guard that can drive at any moment and dish like that. I don't know, Edison Tech's going to have to get a bucket here. Probably try to run that set for a three, and then they're going to have to come out and press.
Well, you were a point. I mean, you know, did you ever do the no-look passes? Did you ever?
Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. There's a time for it.
There's a time
There's a time for a no-look pass. What's worse is when you got a player who does no-look passes when it's not needed. That means they don't understand the game. You use a no-look pass, maybe in especially a 2-on-1, 3-on-2. You look the other way to draw. At least all you need is one step to pull that defender, and that's all you need to finish. You dish it the other way, obviously. That's why it's a no-look pass. And the defender, because they took that step away from the pass, can't recuperate and defend the layup.
I'm concerned about Glover's wrist there. He was holding it for a good portion of that timeout. Wondering how that's going to affect his free throw shooting.
Well, he wasn't shooting very well early on. He missed all 3, so that means he's probably going to bang out all 3 of these, or 2 of them.
Perhaps.
Nope.
Oh, they barely touched the rim on that one.
Well, at least he can blame, the wrist thing for that air ball.
Well, he was holding it though a good portion of that timeout. I was concerned for him. Remember, he's hit the deck pretty hard the last couple of possessions for Wilson.
Well, I'll tell you what I like about his game. He's been very active on the boards. He's been crashing the boards. He's probably their best rebounder on the team.
3:25 left. Can't make that shot either. And so, he will stay in the game. Obviously, he's not an offensive threat, but he will be a big threat come down to the final minutes of the game, especially on the offensive and defensive boards. Marshall, baseline jumper is good. That's a sweet stroke there from Carlton Marshall.
Wilson with a 13-point lead. They're going to have to press here. They're going to have to start to cause some turnovers.
3 minutes left to go here in the game. As you said, Coach, 13-point lead. Morrell tries to go backdoor. He's cut off there, and he is called for the travel because he just went up, saw 3 Edison Tech players, and just came right back down with it.
This is exactly what Edison wants. Right now they need one of their best plays right here. Get a bucket and cut it almost to under 10.
A game of runs. Let's see if Edison Tech's got one left in them with less than 3 minutes left to go here in the game. Drake covered heavily by Miles.
There it
Gives
is.
it up to Walton for 3. That's no good. And good box out and rebound by Morrell. If you saw that, Morrell had the position, knew exactly where the ball was going to go, and boxed out the Edison Tech team to to where it's only he could get the ball.
Well, that's what it takes to win. You have to box out. If I'm Wilson here, you're just running 4 corners, running off the clock here, cut it under 2 minutes. I have a feeling Miles is just going to dribble the ball up, wait about 15 seconds, and just take it right to you.
And he tries to lose Walton, but then pulls it back up. Edison's defense sets up. A pick there by Reynolds. Gives it up left corner to Glover. Top of the key to Gavin. Gavin quite quickly down low to Morrell. Extra pass and knocked out of bounds. It will remain Wilson ball. 13-point lead for Wilson. 2:24 left to go here in the game.
15 seconds, or 16 seconds on the shot clock for Wilson.
Still plenty of time, Coach, for a run here, but Edison Tech's going to have to hurry up.
They got to make a stop right here. If Wilson scores here, it's going to be almost impossible to come back.
Outside to Reynolds. He gives it up to Gavin. Top of the key to Eric Wiles, who has been controlling this offense for Wilson.
5 seconds on the shot clock.
Left of the corner. Gavin's going to have to heave it up deep in the corner. That's no good. Rebounded by Edison Tech, so they get the stop they need. Now the offense is needed on the other end. Cross court, no one there.
Well, he pulled up. He saw they had a guy cutting to the hoop for a layup and a wide open 3, and I think while he was passing it, he got a little confused which guy he wanted to throw it to.
Well, he saw 2 players. Unfortunately, he split them. Eric Miles has it go off his foot, but regains control.
Just when you think he loses the ball, he gets it right back, as we talked about that elusive handle.
Walton sticking with him. Gives it up. Top of the key. There's Reynolds for 3. That's no good. He gets the rebound. Edison Tech gets it. Marshall gives it up to Drake. Drake along the side, off the glass, knocked around. Putback is good.
Down 11, now you got to foul. So right now you're fouling right away.
1:25 left to go here. Edison Tech down by 11. Wilson in control and with the ball.
You absolutely have to foul here. You're wasting too much time. What's going to happen is he's going to drive and he's going to get fouled anyways.
He gives it up into the corner. They give it up to Reynolds. Jumper from the baseline. It's no good. Rebound and put back by Miles.
I think he could have put that down.
He could have. He could have. Carlton Marshall with it. Gives it up to Walton. Out to Drake. Drake loses Miles behind the back pass, and there's a foul on the play.
So I'll give you another instructional moment there. There was 1:25 on the clock. You need to extend this game now. So they wasted 25, 30 seconds and gave up 2 points. So you want to extend the game here. The best at that ever, Pat Riley.
And it'll be a sub right now as Miles will take a seat. 45 seconds left to go in the game. Still plenty of time. But they see the 3 would help here. That's no good. Rebounded and picked up. Putback is good. There's a foul in the play. I'm not sure who put up the shot. I believe it was Garfield. Yep, and he'll head to the line shoot.
Well, I'll tell you what, Edison Tech doesn't have to put their heads down. You know, they played a great game. They were up early. Couldn't match the intensity of Wilson in that second quarter, those last few minutes of that second quarter when they went on that run. But again, this just shows your weaknesses, what you have to work on.
13-point lead is now a 12-point lead for Wilson, with 40 seconds left to go in the game. Obviously, you will play the foul game now, as you said before. It should have been played at 1:24, but Edison Tech still had a shot.
Not a lot of high school coaches will do that.
Yeah.
They really won't. They always try to get that possession stop.
Hey, woohoo, as we get the action straight up on us. Hello. Hello.
I think I was a little too physical. You backed away and I went at him.
I
thought I was in the game.
That's a big kid coming at me. Come on, coach.
Can we get a replay of that?
I bruise easily. He knocked out our replay, but I don't think we'll need it with the 26.7 left to go.
I want to see you back away.
I don't want to see it. I don't know how to fix this thing. Gavin will control it. 25 seconds left to go. He's fouled there by Drake. Well, maybe I will fix it so that we can...
but the power button.
It will probably be, as player of the game, will go to Eric Miles.
Absolutely. You control this whole game. I mean, a close second would be Devon Gavin, who's got the ball right now, just trying to run off the clock and avoid the foul. But Miles really controlled this game, driving to the hole, dishing when defenders are coming at him and scoring when he had to. Defensively, he was did an extremely great job, deflecting passes, causing a lot of havoc. But you got to remember who sparked this game. I know we're giving it up for points. I may consider Devon Gavin player of the game because he's the one that turned this game around in the second quarter.
You're absolutely right. Midway through the second quarter, Wilson just was not bringing their intensity. I mean, you talk about Edison Tech. Edison Tech controlled this game for the first quarter and middle portion of the second quarter. But somehow, Devon Gavin became inspired. He didn't score a lot of points, as you said, Coach, but he did get the team going and motivated.
Hey, you're an offensive guy, I'm a defensive guy.
Oh, there is an authoritative throwdown by James Garfield.
A great way to end his senior season, his home court, by flushing one down.
A steal and a putback is good, but it will not be enough by Walton. And the final score will be 69-62. Wilson will come away with the victory this afternoon. Hopefully we will be able to come back with Eric Miles to talk a bit about today's game. But final score once again, 69-62. Wilson over Edison Tech, but you're right, that is a definite way to end your senior season with a dunk. And I knew it was in replay because I fixed the monitor.
Nice job, Three.
I do what I can, Coach. I do what I can. You broke your pen, by the way. So we'll try and get Eric Miles in a matter of moments. And we'll come back and wrap things up as the Section 5 high school basketball game of the week ends with the Wilson Wildcats winning 69-62 over the Edison Tech Inventors. We'll be back to wrap things up here next. You're listening to the high school basketball game of the week.
Welcome to kindergarten. Come on in. What's the place kids think is grand, where fun and learning go hand in hand? Kindergarten, that's the place, and just for you we have a space. New friends are waiting there for you, and teachers with great things to do. So tell your folks to get things started. Sign me up for kindergarten. Register today for kindergarten in the Rochester City School District.
We're here live, of course, another win for Wilson Wildcats as they get ready for the tournament, which is coming up in a couple of games. We're here with Eric Miles. Congratulations on your win today.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts going into the middle portion of the second quarter? That's when everything turned around for you guys. What did Coach say to you?
We got to step our intensity up and go inside more, no outside shots.
You know what? As the game started to progress more in the third quarter, I saw you going straight to the hole more. Did you think that, you know what, I could break this defense, I can get this team going? Is that what your thought was?
Yeah, my coach gave me confidence. Can't nobody, I could break all the presses.
You know, for a second there, I thought it was like, he's getting a little bit tired because you played a lot in the third quarter, but you were able to actually hold out, be able to keep your team in the game. What did you tell some of the other players you had? Because Gavin did a great job of inspiring guys in that second quarter.
I just told them to go at him. They can't check him, just like he's the same thing as me. Do the same thing I do.
All right. Well, I saw two good teams this week. East on Tuesday. You guys today. Best of luck the rest of the way. Okay.
Thanks. Thanks.
Coach, what were you saying to your team at that point in the second quarter where everything basically turned around and you went on what I thought was a 13-0 run?
We were kind of expecting a slow first quarter because last night we played. We got home late. We had a tough game last night. Thankfully, we won. So I knew we would be a little bit tired. So I was just asking, bring up the intensity. And second quarter, we were able to do it.
Edison Tech comes out a little bit fiery in that second half. I'm sure you expected that. As the game progressed on, it seemed as if your key star players took over.
We have a new kind of attitude. We just won't let up anymore. We're trying to keep as intense as we can. I think these kids have got a winning attitude, and it's hard to defeat them at this point.
What are your thoughts as the last two games before the end of the regular season going in, the team gelling, coming together? Obviously, you want to be hitting the playoffs with some sort of stride.
Yeah, we've got two tough games in front of us. Sutherland's a very good team. They've got excellent players, and everybody knows about East. Brooks is doing a great job. So we're concerned about that, but I'm real happy where we're at right now. We're playing good defense, especially, and we're not afraid to take it inside with anybody. So I'm real confident we'll do okay.
Best of luck to both of you guys the rest of the season, the entire team. As we said before, 69-62 win as Wilson beats Edison Tech. We'll be back to wrap things up next. You're listening to Section 5 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
For city students willing to work hard and dream big, take a closer look at the School of Applied Technology at Edison. Our program is open to students grades 9 through 12. Prepare for college or an apprenticeship in construction trades. Get hands-on training in automotive repair. At Applied Technology, we connect you to the real world. Watch your mailbox for more information. The School of Applied Technology at Edison. Get ready for life.
I'm ready.
Me too.
We're here at Edison Tech as the game has just ended. Edison Tech with a tough loss to Wilson, 69-62. We're here with the one of the. You're principal of Edison Tech?
I'm the principal of Applied Technology at Edison Tech. Yep.
Oh, I appreciate that, sir. What's your name again?
My name is Matt Laniak. I'm one of the 4 principals.
One of the 4. I know. I've been to Edison a number of times to speak to kids, and it's like there's 4 principals. And I have to remember it's a big school, and there's 4 principals that run it.
It's actually a massive school, and we divided the school up into 4 schools, and we all have a specialty, mine being construction and the automotive piece. And there's also the information and technology piece. There's an engineering manufacturing piece, and then the business component.
When students come here, parents are interested in sending their kids here, what can they expect from your portion of the school?
For my portion of the school particularly, they can expect either to be learning about the automotive industry or the construction industry, or we have an early college program. So we kind of have 3 legs to our stool. We just actually did start on a new project. It's a house building project. I think it's the first time that Edison has ever taken on something. We're a partner with Unicon, who represents all the local labor unions, and we bought a building lot across the street from us. And March 1st, we're breaking ground on a new house. The students are building the house, actually.
Actually, I saw the news, and I saw you first breaking the ground for that. Talk a bit about that. That's a big project. I mean, obviously building cars, manufacturing cars, and things like this. But we're talking about young people learning how to build a home, build a house. That's really a step forward.
Yeah. Well, one of the things that we were talking about is our shop classes. You could take carpentry, you could take electrical, you could take HVAC, sheet metal, and students never saw the connect. So the way we keep education interesting today is make it relevant. So how much more relevant can it be to actually take all the different skills and build a house and then sell it to somebody in the community?
So if you have a young person who is interested in building things, very good, very creative with their hands, this is the school that had to send them to.
Yes, this is a school, and I just put a plug in. I would like to put a plug in for the entire complex. On March 21st, from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock, we invite all 8th grade and 9th grade students. We're having a massive open house. There will be busing from all the community locations. We'll have lunch. We have all of our schools are going to be displaying their specialties and hopefully signing up students that want to be here. And if you want a safe environment, small learning environment where we get to know students, this is the place.
All right, what time is that again?
It's 9 to 1, March 21st.
All right, thanks. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be back after this.